Oh man. Oh man. Hello everybody, it's O'Neal Gerald again, and I am actually doing a vocal talk through. We're gonna get into something that I should have done a long time ago. I love Whitney Houston, but I've never done a video on her. I think it's probably because, especially as I was first starting out, I wasn't actually I didn't actually feel really confident in my knowledge of Whitney Houston's voice, and so I kind of avoided it altogether. But the wonderful thing is right now we're gonna actually break that. We're gonna break that, and I'm gonna do Whitney Houston. And we're gonna talk about her voice, and why not take a staple performance of hers, the performance of the American national anthem at the 1991 Super Bowl. Now, as I said with Jasmine Sullivan, Whitney Houston's version is the staple. This is how, if you are a good singer, this is how you want to do it. Or if you are an aspiring singer, whatever, this is how you want to do the national anthem. So we're gonna watch it together today. So sit back and relax, because this is not a reaction, it's a vocal talk through. This is not a reaction. This is a talk through, yeah, this is a talk through. This is not a reaction. This is a talk through, it's a vocal talk through. Yeah, let's cut to the chase and get to the music, shall we? I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. And if you are pissed that I am stopping right here, click off the video. I'm probably not going to say that. It's been grinding my gears for the longest time. I just wanted to get that out one time. If you don't like the fact that I am pausing the video right here, this is not a reaction. There was a song at the beginning. I'm getting out right now. There was a song at the beginning. And what did the song say? A song said that this is not a reaction. It is a talk through. So I'm going to talk through everything. So if you don't like it, get out. Oh my gosh, that feels so good to get off my chest. Okay, she's playing. Let's listen again. Come on, Whitney. Listen, she's having a playground. She's made this national anthem a playground. You can already see from the beginning. Why? Because she's playing with the vowels. First of all, she starts off very dark. Oh, say, kind of gives it like a pseudo classical approach, and then she kind of makes it into this like she kind of bases the vowel more on e. Can you see? And I love it because it's not fully closed the way that a usual oo or the way a usual e would be. She's kind of put more of that classical I vowel in there. The oh, say, can you see? I even have to put it there in order for me to get it in my falsetto. It's a matter of allowing the vowel to make the note speak a little bit more, but she could have just sang, oh, say, can you see? But she decided to emphasize different extremes of the vowel. Now, it's not necessarily the extremes, but there's a certain realm where you can still play with the vowel and the format of the vowel and still make it sound interesting. And she's very intentionally just going off already in the first line. I'm just like, come on, Whitney, tell us how. Tell us how to sing, Whitney. Okay, second of all, that by the dawn, did you hear how easy that was for her? Let's listen to that again. Wait. By the dawns, and then her vibrato comes back in full. Whitney's vibrato is probably one of the most sought after vibratos I would say of all time. She is amazing. The way that it's even, the way that it's even in terms of its oscillation, how many waves there are, and also its depth. There is just such a beauty that's there. And what I like to do with like students or anybody that I'm coaching, etc., so forth, is to use vibrato as an indicator as to whether or not your voice is free. If you're having trouble producing vibrato, then there's chances are you are already tense in a way that is restricting you vocally. But you can already hear the by the dawn. She's already fluttering in an even way, whether it be even in terms of oscillation, the beats are the same, and also in terms of depth, it's not too wobbly either. Come on, Whitney. Come on, Whitney. See, and I told you. Wait, hold on. And I told you, she's playing games. She's playing a game. Like, this is totally, it's so free for her that she gets to play a game with it. And you can even see, like, has her hands behind her back. She's kind of like, I'm just here to sing, and she's having so much fun with it. Because that crowd was so wide and round. Like, it was very different from the by the dawns. And so she just said, what's up around? And so, and it's funny because when something is in your tessitura, and I say this all the time, and I'm going to continue to say it again, as long as you will hear me, that as long as you are within your tessitura, you can play this game as well. Like a vowel like that, if she were higher in her range, would have probably been a little bit more risky. But especially because, and I love the way that they do the national anthem at the Super Bowl, because they make intentional choices in terms of key and arrangement. So they're tailoring it to her voice so that she is within a good place in her tessitura. That was a long run on and a long rabbit trail, but I have a point with that. Because she's in a good key, and because the melody has been situated in a good place in her tessitura, she can make a choice like that, and it's not as risky. I'm just like, Whitney, come on, Whitney, teach us how. But then when she did what's so proud, and then she came back to that neutral placement. Proudly we hailed, and I love the little licks that she's giving. And also, and I'm going to talk because this is a talk through. She's not doing tricks. She's not doing like all of the runs and the pizzazz that are clearly in her. This is just, I am here to sing the national anthem, and I'm just going to state it as it is. And I feel like we've lost the art of simplicity. I feel like the term less is more has been lost. Like, it has been drastically lost. In our world of singing today, it's like everyone feels like, oh, say, can you see, people are doing the most, and we really don't need that. You don't need all of that in order to have a good performance of the national anthem. Whitney's a very clear example of that. Let's continue listening, shall we? Yes. Oh my God. Okay, first of all, oh my gosh. Dynamics. You do not have to sing it at the loudest volume every single time. And the way that and just like I was saying before, in terms of runs and tricks and everything, one of the great ways that you can actually bring pizzazz and a difference in tone or a difference in feel to a similar melody is not just by adding runs, but by taking down the dynamic. You heard her. She came down and gave us this beautiful head voice based tone, and then the strings and the arrangement came down with her. Who's Barat? And then she also changes the way that she's using her consonants. She's actually changing the emphasis of the consonants to kind of give it a different feel. So she takes down the dynamic, changes up the consonants, and we get it sounding different. Whose broad stripes and bright stars. And what she's also doing is also changing the places, the places where she's emphasizing the formant of the vowel. So like and bright stars, and she's She's playing with wherever she is in the vowel. Like, this is what singing is. And this is why we're talking about Whitney and we're talking about this performance. It's so smart. Anyway, let's listen from the beginning of that. Yeah, of that. Whose broad strides and bright stars. Yes. Right? And then let's fight. So you can hear what she came back into her chest. But first of all, even shout out to that arrangement, because the way that the strings actually navigated that actually brought out a little bit more of that as well. And that's another way that you can get a difference in getting something to sound different or to sound fuller, is by simply changing up the chords as well. So that was a really nice chord. I don't know who did this arrangement, but shout out to you. Right? And now, because she's in much more of a head voice based tone, she gets to make you think that she's going to belt that top now, but she just floats on top. Or the ramparts we want. Whatever she does. What does she do after? Or the ramparts we want. Yes, and now she's able to give a trick. She's pulled back now, and she's also in her head voice. She kind of gives it a little fluttery ornamental decoration. I'm like, yes, absolutely. Streaming, right? So you can tell she's playing with the vowels and then coming back to a neutral placement. Come on. Oh my gosh. It's smart, and it shows you how you're supposed to navigate your belt. You can't be pulling and getting this dark sound all the way up into the top of your belt. You're going to shatter your voice. What did she do? She based it in the mask. She gives a little bit of a and the rock, and then she lifts the placement. And the rockets regular. And then you can already hear with her vibrato, she's comfortable. She's in a good place. She's good. She's out here. She look fly. She look good. Touch my swag. Wish you could. Anyway. I'm sorry. She's out here in these streets, and she's giving a good performance. Like, I'm just like, ugh, this is so smart. It's such smart singing. Absolutely. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, and she's enjoying herself. You can see the smile on her face. But it's such good singing. The bombs burn. And that's one other thing that she's doing. She's kind of giving gentle glissandos or gentle vocal slides that are creeping up to the notes. The bombs burn. And then sing it out. And then she kind of takes that same vowel shape and the rockets. And she gives it to bursting in air. Sting in air. But you can hear with her vibrato, she's fully present, and she's fine. She's not risking anything. I love it. Let's listen to that again, please. Goodness. Woo. Sing your face off. Yes. Sing song. Whoa. Yeah, I love it. Yes, Whitney. Yes. Woo! Oh my gosh. Now, here's the thing about the national anthem. I'm going to take my glasses off for this one, only momentarily, because I need to be able to see. Ever since this performance, you can hear everyone that does almost everyone. Some people still, because the original melody of it is or the land of the free. Just simply that. But you can hear, even here in this decoration, here in this time, her hands are open. She's like, I'm enjoying singing of the free. Right? It was so decorative. It was just like a little bit of a flip. It was just like, you know what? Let me just give this note here because I feel so good. I'm in a good place vocally. Of the free. And then she lets it go. And it's just like, and also the music came off as well. And so it was just such a good choice. And it was just a little bit of a decoration. But right now, people are just like, of the free. I'm like, sure. But like, I might, and I would have to do my research to actually see if this is actually something that was done before her, or people were doing it before her. Now, but like, this is a really famous performance, so I'm sure people listen to Whitney and they're like, I want to do it like her, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just like, that specific decoration, a lot of people are just like, you know what, let me free, because that's how you sing it, and that's not necessarily how the national anthem goes. I would love to hear a lot of different decorations that are original, that are spicy, but are not too spicy. It's just a little bit of flavor, just a little bit more. And that's exactly what she's giving here. I didn't even talk through that entire section because really, really everything that I said in the beginning is what she's continuing to do throughout. She's just being consistent and giving a really good performance. There's not really much, she's staying so close to the pocket, and so with that, she's making it singable, she's making it enjoyable for those who may not necessarily listen to her genre. Now that's an entirely different thing, because with this recent performance that we had with Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church, we had a really great moment where Eric Church was able to keep the melody, and Jasmine Sullivan was able to continue to sing on, and just, you know, give all of her runs and etc. and so forth. I covered that national anthem, so you can go and watch that. In 1991, like, if you think of the racism that's present today, 30 years ago, when Whitney sang this, the heights of racism racism was still relatively very fresh. And so for Whitney to fly off the handles with something that is so American as the national anthem would have been risky for her career as a singer. So that's the other thing. She's sticking to the pocket also as a business and a political move as well. Now, I'm not saying that Whitney wouldn't have the boldness to fly off the handles if she wanted to, but a performance like this at this point in time was safe. And she knew her audience, and she sang to her audience. And I'm glad that her wisdom in the way that she approached this performance made a way for people like Jasmine Sullivan to be able to fly off the handles with their improvisation and be black in song, because she blazed the trail like this. And that's part of the reason why a performance like this is extremely, extremely, extremely important. Everything that Whitney's doing and all of these little different nuances are things that I'm picking up on and I'm telling you about. But as a singer, you want to be able to have somebody that actually does that for you, to be able to tell you what's going on with your voice. And that's why somebody like me is here. And this is the part where I I unashamedly promote myself. If you want voice lessons, I'm out here in these streets. And the wonderful thing about my voice lessons now is that I'm actually working with Delisa Archer with American Singing Studios. She's an OG, like, goat in terms of vocal commentary here on YouTube. And I'm actually teaching under her now. So if you go to delisa.com/booking, you'll be able to book a lesson with me. You'll also be able to book a lesson with Althea Evans, who is a wonderful associate teacher as well. And we're out here and we're teaching. So if you want to have a voice lesson with me, if you're hearing the things that I'm saying about Whitney, book a vocal consultation. We can talk about your voice and then see if we can move further together as, you know, voice student and voice teacher. So I'm out here. Self-promotion done. But yes, let's listen to the way that Whitney ends this off. And she drops her arms, yes. Okay, now I love the way that she ended that because because a lot of people are like brave, brave, and they're flowing. A lot of people like to flow through those changes that are now like common, just in terms of the changes in chords. I wish my keyboard was connected so I could show you, but but she just held that note and kept it the same. Brave. And the wonderful thing is that because she's so well supported and efficient with her breath, all she's doing is keeping that note the same. Brave. And then warms it up with her consistent vibrato. I love that. Whitney Houston is the standard. And she's still the standard. Right. And in fact, she continued to be a standard even as even going into her later years. This brings us to the end of our vocal talk through and our live vocal talk through for the Patreon. So if you want to be a part of the Patreon and you want to actually catch the unedited version of this, including all of my shenanigans behind the scenes, I encourage you to become a patron at patreon.com/O'NeillGerald. I also made this available for my Twitch subscribers. So if you're a Twitch subscriber and you're watching this, then hello, good to see you. For everyone else that is watching this on YouTube, I really appreciate you and all of your support. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you're new, because this is the place where we teach singers how to listen. I'm O'Neill Gerald, and I'll see you all in another video. Bye, everyone.